And this raised another question, G Funky. Now, Golden Boy just forked over a ton of cash for these tests. And what did it do? Just raise controversy, somewhat tainted their otherwise spectacular event for their man, Ryan Garcia. And what has all of that money done here?
Done nothing, at least nothing positive for the sport. And, I really question, what is the point of even doing all this if we can't get these results prior to the fight and then stopping these fights from happening? Because the narrative amongst a lot of fans, and who I like to say, the PED police in the boxing community, right? The narrative is, well, if you take these things, you're going to kill somebody. Well, why can't we get these results sooner then, man? And from what I was told, it's because they, all these testing agents, they all use the same labs, the same W.A.W labs. I think there's one in Salt Lake City, and then there's one somewhere else. So
that's right.
They cannot get these results back any quicker. So, I mean, honestly, it defeats the purpose. The fight still happened. And yeah, it didn't. If he did take these things intentionally, yeah, he got away with it still, was able to fight and win the fight. Possibly, quote unquote, kill Devin Haney, right? Yeah, I question whether VADA, if the current system actually works. I got to be honest with you. Too many times we've seen stuff like this happen where we get results weeks after the fight has taken place. And it's incredible to me, man. I think in recent times, the only one that we've seen where someone tested for something was prior to the fight was Oscar Valdez versus Robson Conceição. And that fight was allowed to go on due to WADA's rules that you can take that supplement outside of competition. So yeah, we have to really question the timing of all this stuff with WADA. It's just not working, man. If you're going to stop these guys from competing while taking performance enhancing drugs, the money that these guys are spending for it's not working, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when the court of public opinion is virtually a kangaroo court. It's worthless. On social media, you're guilty until proven innocent, it would seem. Mm-hmm. And it's not good for the health of the sport. Boxing already has, well, let's just face it, a very soiled reputation among the sports community. And guys who don't know any better are just going to roll with this narrative. Man, see, I told you, man, boxing is just crap. It's just a terrible, shady sport. Guys, this is doing more harm than it is good, because let's just face it, Adam, you know this, not accusing you of doing anything, but you know this. It's one of the worst kept secrets in boxing. Everyone at the elite level is doing it. If it means the difference of making marginal income and life-changing money, you guys are already taking punches to the head. You mean to tell me you're not going to risk taking this stuff? I already know this to be true. That's why I stopped covering this story 15, 20 years ago. Your thoughts, sir?
Dude, this is exactly what you're saying. He's saying, well, he could have, you guys are saying, oh yeah, he could have killed the guy. It's dude, I'm already trying to kill that guy.
Right.
I'm already you're well, steroids are just gonna make you kill him worse. It's dude, I'm already trying to kill this guy. You know what the best time of baseball was when they were taking steroids. When Mark McGuire, that was the best time in baseball. It kind of should be you should be able to do it in a certain degree. But I mean, that's just me looking at an entertainment standpoint. I mean, if I'm actually boxing, I'll be dude, I'd probably want some regulations on it. But I mean, what can you really do? What can you really do about it? Everybody's doing it. So you can't beat them, join them.
I agree. I think it should be regulated, man. There might be some guys that have, a lot more money than other fighters to get better shit, quote unquote,
Yeah.
So, I mean, they go outside and still try to get better drugs than the person that can't afford it? Of course. I mean, like, unfortunately, man, I have to quote my buddy Dave Duenas from Leave It in the Ring, man. PEDs are here to stay, man. They're here to
Exactly.
stay, guys.
Yep. Yeah, and look, I mean, there's nothing you're gonna, and you could make a strong case for PEDs actually tempering the product in the ring. Now, guys, let's just face it, what causes the most head trauma and what causes the most serious accidents in our beloved boxing? It's the consistent and repetitive bludgeoning, the firefights in the pocket.
Yeah.
And let's just be honest, guys. PEDs, because they respect each other's power and they understand what's happening. Yeah, we see guys, well, they're not willing to let their hands go with regularity like they used to when the sport was much healthier. Let's just be honest. Adam, have you noticed that as well?
Repeat the question again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I breaking up, brother? My apologies.
A little bit.
I'm saying, yeah, my apologies, guys. This damn San Antonio internet from me. But you're in San Antonio. Anyway. So look, it's tempered the product overall. Yeah. And you could argue that it's actually much safer as a result of fighters respecting each other's power a little bit more because they know that everyone's doing this. Mm-hmm. You never see firefights above the weight division of 122.
Yes.
You never see it. Like, so you can argue that this has become a safer product. And I'm going to pose this question to you guys. Adam, if the fighters don't seem to mind and they're the ones who are taking the punishment in the ring, why should anyone else?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, and the majority of all the head traumas, they're happening in the gym, dude. To be honest, they're happening in the heart. They happen. This is a prolonged thing. I mean, I've seen guys get knocked out cold. They get knocked down one time, they come back up, they win the next few fights and they look good and they win a world championship. I mean, we've seen that. But I mean, if you're consistently in the gym and taking up a beating, that's what wears you down, not really the fight. So I mean, if you're juiced up and he's juiced up, it's just my juiced up guy beat your juiced up guy. So my guy's essentially
yeah, and you hit it on the head, Adam. And you're a former fighter, you know this. Joseph and I, we've been in and out of gyms for many, many years in our respective hometowns, and dude, it's brutal what you guys put your bodies through in a real training camp for a fight.
The wear and tear.
Yes, it's brutal, man. And yeah, if you ask any of these athletes why they use this stuff, right? It's because they want to recover. That's really what it's all about. Bodybuilders, that's something a little different. They take it for obvious reasons. They're not really punishing themselves as far as like taking hits, but you know, lifting heavy weights and things like that can take a toll on your body as well. Go ahead.
It's essentially the same thing. Basically, you rep and then you're sore. You can't rep anymore. And then you take a shot of Deca, you take some Nandrolone, take whatever you can get. And then guess what? You can lift the next day. You're not sore anymore. So that's how you get bigger.
Yeah.
That's it, guys.
It's all about recovery,
keep in mind, guys. Yep. And keep in mind, now this should be a lesson to all of you fans who don't know the difference between steroids, anabolic steroids, and PEDs. Guys, not every PED is an anabolic steroid. Far from it. Okay? And look, this is, in my opinion, I think Golden Boy should use that money. And Adam and I were talking about this earlier. They should use that money that they designate for testing because it's really expensive. You're talking about tens of thousands of dollars for each fighter to participate in this kind of testing. And unless you're going to force these guys 24/7, 365, then it really doesn't do any good.
It's no point.
Set aside that money to create a pension for retired and injured fighters. That's going to help out a lot more, guys.